Yo, what's good? Happy Friday. Happy end of the week. Hope we had a pretty solid week. This week was so hard to trade. All-time high action is totally different. This is my first time trading order flow at an all-time high, and oh my gosh, it's hard. It's so slow, so involatile, and you can just get ripped out of your stop loss in a single candle because sometimes the volatility just crashes in. I took three losses this week, and today was one winner. I ended the week green with some good risk management, but I did not trade well, and I'm not too proud of this week. But like I said, I'm still learning how to trade all-time highs. It's so hard. So let me know how you guys traded, what you guys think of the action, and what kind of setups are working for you guys. So the trade today, we had a 75-minute demand zone that we created pre-market really early in the AM. We started to flash down really hard at 8 a.m. and we hit that 75-minute supply right at market open right here. This is a 1 minute chart. And I saw something on the order flow that made me take it long at 9:31. I really jumped the gun. I should have took an entry around here, around this candle, or this one. I was in drawdown for 6 minutes in this trade, really about to get stopped out. My stop loss was probably right here at 62.04 or something like that. I was like one tick away, so it wasn't the best trade. Definitely not a good entry, but my exits were good. I could have held for a little bit longer for a push above this pre-market high, but I sold early. News was coming out at 10 a.m. and I sold full position out at 9:55 for a 3.25 R. Coming over to bookmap, I'm going to show you what I saw for this trade. So this is market open 9:30. We flushed down into that 75-minute demand zone, popped up with some good volume. It's hard to tell if it's really good volume because it is 9:30. But we popped up really aggressively and price wasn't allowed to trade in that demand zone for more than a second. So we traded up. I saw a bunch of really large selling coming in again. We came down. I saw a trap seller right here. We popped up and I went long, but it was really not a significant trap seller. And if I replay this live, you would see this seller came in and we kind of slowly went up. We didn't pop up. What you really want to see on an entry like this is what we saw over here on this circle that I circled, which I wish I took this entry. It was a much better entry, much better confirmation. This is a real trap seller. You come down, you see a large order, market sell order come in, and right when that order gets filled, boom, you pop up against them, literally instant. That's a good confirmation. That's a real trap seller, not something really slow. You can almost see it. Like we just had some selling and slowly grind it up. Versus if we come into this circle, this was much quicker. It's a kind of V-shaped thing where like, it's 9:35, about to be 9:36, and 2 seconds later you're already up 2 points. So it was a direct pop V-shape. So this was a textbook trade for me, especially if I entered down here. Terrible entry up here. I've been just not trading too well. And this was the high day right here at 6221, which I wish I held my trade to, but news did come out right here around 10. But I should have at least taken my profit, waited to take profit up here around the high day. But I sold right around here as we just started to get some good pops up and some good buyers stepping in. Honestly, no reason to sell. I've just been on a slight losing streak and I just needed that confidence boost, not gonna lie, because trading has been super hard. And yeah, these all time high conditions are totally different. You have to trade totally different. You have to be super selective and super patient with your trading. And it's just something that I have to get used to and I've never done before. All right, so we were really just hanging on to this account by a thread, and I secured a nice winner today for a 3.25 R, like you guys saw. And I ended the week green. I had three losing trades, one winner, and I ended the week green. So I am proud of my risk management. That's one of my strengths is my RR, and yeah, my risk management is pretty solid. But clearly, my patience with my entries is kind of a weakness for me. Sometimes I'll settle for kind of a mid entry, especially when I take a bunch of losers in a row. I'll settle for something a little more mid because I'm like, oh, it's gonna lose anyways. Let me just get in. It's more of a gambling mindset. This account would be above 52,000 if I didn't kind of crash out on this day. This was, as you can say, 6 trades. This was a terrible day. I just kept losing. I still should have stopped here after one trade, which would have been $150 of a loss. But I just kept trading, going against my rules, and that's why I ended up with a really big loser, despite having two really solid green days on the week. This should have been, one of my best weeks, but I fumbled it with over trading and trying to have a green day, trying to force a green day. So I'm at a weird point in my trading. I really implemented order flow in February and ending June profitable. So I've had 4 profitable months and one unprofitable month, which was March. And I'm at a weird point because I'm not seeing any returns yet. I'm not making any money yet. A lot of my profitability, not not quotes, real a lot of my profitability was on combines, and just a little bit was on my funded account, which I did take a small payout on. So the only money I've made is like 250 from my payout. And that kind of just takes back some of my losses from my eval fees and my funded fees. So despite being profitable for 4 months, I haven't seen any return. So it's a really weird point in my trading that I know if I continue trading like this, I'll eventually start to get paid. It's just all about following my rules and being more process oriented, because sometimes I just want to crash out. Like, I'm trading so well and being so disciplined, and it's made me profitable, and I'm not seeing any money. I'm not seeing any returns um, directly. I'm not seeing real money, and that just makes me want to go back to gambling and actually try to make some money. But I know that's not what's going to do it. I just have to slowly stack funded, slowly stack, passing these combines. And once I have capital to trade, more capital, I'll be able to trade, a bunch of funded on a copy trade, with low risk, because, I'll be trading like 2 micros, 3 micros on each account. So they'll have plenty of drawdown. And that's where I can consistently take money out of the markets. And I'm just not there yet. I have to keep grinding, keep passing these evals until I can stack these fundeds. And yeah, just really focus on my process and remember my goals. Um, it's easy to have monetary goals, and sometimes I have these goals where it's like I need to have, it's almost July. My goal was to have another funded in July, and I'm not gonna hit it, but that's a stupid goal. My goals should be, and they are, I say they are, but hopefully they become. My goals should be just have a profitable month, um, and just follow your rules, just be disciplined. My main rule is one trade a day. If it's a break even, I take another trade, and that'll be 2 trades max. If I take a loss, one loss, I'm out. One win, I'm out. That's my main rule. Obviously, implementing macro time frame and good order flow confirmation. Like I showed you this morning, I did not have good order flow confirmation. So those are my 3 main things to focus on: one trade a day, macro confirmation, good order flow confirmation. Um, all I need to focus on are those 3 things, and having a profitable month is my goal from those 3 things. Anyways, hope you guys traded well and are ending June, with a little bit of progress, whether that be, it doesn't have to be money, but whether that be following your rules or, just getting better at your strategy, and being more confident with your setups. Thank you for staying to the end of this video. If you did, stay tuned for some more live trades in July, and I hope you guys have a good day. Peace.